So Spirit has been wanting to communicate with you around going with the flow of life. And I was sitting out at lunch and I started to get this like strong urge to come record, because Spirit said there's a message of love and compassion and hope that I want to share. And if you're finding this message, it's obviously for you. And it feels like you're going through a big transition in your life, and all that Spirit wants for you is to be the happiest that you've ever been. Because it feels like there's been many moments in your life when you weren't always sure if your life was actually going to change, and you weren't always sure if you were going to have a space that was made for you. And what I'm getting, like, you having to share even in physical space with other people, whether in different houses or, you know, sleeping on couches. And I'm seeing like people eat like different types of foods and like Hamburger Helper. And yeah, I'm getting like a ton of, you know, different visions, but it feels like it was a really long cycle for you. And Spirit is acknowledging that, and your ancestors are acknowledging that, and just the grace that you took with yourself and those around you. Like it wasn't that you were really blaming your circumstances on other people, or, you know, even if you felt the urge to, it was almost like you continued to grow, you continued to redirect your energy. And you know, as I was staring at, it's getting windy, confirmation, the waves, you know, there was this feeling of like Spirit explaining, you know, there's the people in the ocean who are standing and there's a resistance. Like when a wave comes, they like clench their fists, they don't know what to do, they like stand on their tippy toes. And then there's the folks who glide with the wave, or ride with the wave, or go under the wave. Like they find a way to still continue to exist peacefully within nature, which would be your environment. And what Spirit was saying is that it was really like you using all those different techniques to get through some of the harshest moments in your life, like when the waves are the choppiest, right? And you were still having fun regardless of what it looked like, or your goal was always to have fun. And the reason why you're moving into this stage of peace is because you literally fought for it, and you have been fighting for it in a very different way, in a way that's unique to you. And not everybody could do it. Not everybody could go through what you went through and be treated the way you were treated and still come out positive, which is what it feels like for a lot of you. And just that Spirit and your ancestors, they love you so much, and to just go with the flow, even if it feels like you don't know this new stage of your life, and that's okay. You don't know what peace looks like, and that's okay. And maybe some days you might be the person standing in the ocean feeling resistant to what's coming at you, and then other days you're gonna go with the flow and be at peace. And that is just life. And I was also getting, so maybe, like, I kept seeing, like, people snowboarding, and I actually haven't done it in a while. But just, like, how Spirit and your ancestors want you to lean into them more. And I just kept seeing someone, like, you know, snowboarding, but leaning into the mountain, right? Like really leaning in, not clipping that edge, like going with the flow of nature and allowing that stability to be beneath you, like a foundation, so that you can make it all the way through. There's a lot of outdoor types of things going on. So maybe some of you are manifesting travel, and I'm feeling like in many different places across the world. Like I'm getting in Asia and, you know, Central America and yeah, like north. No, really north. I could just see a bunch of different places, and maybe even packing your bags and hitting the road, like going on a road trip with a friend, or just exploring life and what it really means to be free. And I'm also getting that Spirit and your ancestors are proud of you for not really caring what people think about you, because it feels like you are unapologetically standing in your power, and that's all Spirit has wanted for you, and for you to grow and experience peace and experience, you know, true love. Because it also feels like maybe for half of you, or a little over half of you, are manifesting a new partner or partners or a soul tribe, like simultaneously, and it feels like if you haven't already received it, they're like really close to you. But you have to continue to like ride that wave and lean into the mountain, like lean into Spirit, lean into your visions too. Like I'm getting like you've already seen parts of your future, and that's Spirit and your ancestors' way of like letting you know what's ahead, because they know that going through everything that you've gone through is not easy. And so sometimes being able to see the amount of joy and happiness and prosperity that you have coming towards you will motivate you. And you might be getting placed in front of teachers or in environments that you're going to find people who are just like you, who are just as spiritual, who believe in energy or believe in God or believe in the universe, cosmos, whatever it may be. And I'm also getting, for a lot of you, it's not your family. Like it feels like a lot of you are kind of very separated from your family in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're around them, like you've always been that unique one, to stand out, to go against the crowd, to create the crowd as well, to create change. And Spirit doesn't want you to change that about you. And this journey ahead is going to be interesting. And for those who, you know, are heavily stepping up into the spotlight or chasing their artistry because they feel called to do it, you know, Spirit wants to remind you to not be swayed by the glitz and the glam. Like be swayed by your intuition and your love and your heart, because that's how you got here, and it's going to be the way that you always continue to return back to yourself, because it feels like you're such a loving person, and sometimes you may even fear people taking advantage of you, or you not knowing how to recognize certain situations because you're so loving. And Spirit says you're gonna know. You're gonna know you're not who you were in the past, and your ancestors are right by your side. And so just trust and notice if you're shifting into energy that is not for you. Like if you feel upset or angry or, you know, that kind of stuff, like realize that it's a trigger. It's not necessarily a reflection of what's going on in your environment, and how you can take time to balance yourself, go back in and be the beautiful soul that you know you are, and that people love, because it feels like you do want to make an impact in this world. And I know that my videos, this collective, is very much so for folks who consider themselves healers and light workers, and who are willing to elevate, like truly elevate without taking advantage of each other, and know the value of love and being connected to a higher source, and that you're always going to be okay. And, you know, Spirit saying the world needs that. The world needs you, and all you have to do is like trust yourself and trust, you know, your messages. And even if you're guided to places that you haven't been in a long time, like there's a reason. And, you know, even for myself, like I haven't been to Costa Rica in I think maybe 2 years or so. It felt like 15 million years. But But the last time I was here, I had a very ginormous awakening, and it gave birth to a lot of different aspects of my business. And that was the first time that I was able to like venerate my ancestors outside and standing beneath plants and things like that. And there's a reason why you're being guided to move to certain places. I see California for some of you, somewhere in California, maybe Southern California, either Northern California or like Bay Area. I'm also thinking maybe Ireland too, somewhere in Europe. There's a reason why you need to go there. So trust that everything is going to work out, and continue to remember that all of the moments that you thought things were not going to be good for you always ended up so much better than you ever could have imagined, and it's because it was meant to. And when you co-create with the universe and with God and your ancestors, there's really nothing that you can't do. And to keep inspiring yourself and be around people who inspire you. And, you know, when I think about my own journey, like, this has been such a blessing to be here in this last year, in the, you know, Billboard and my music, and, you know, all of you being so loving and supporting, and even helping me with my dreams, and I get to help you with like follow your dreams. There's so much magic around us, and Spirit doesn't want you to only think that magic is in the money, magic is in the car, magic is just in the tangible things. Like, magic is so much more than that. Spirituality is so much more than that. Balance is so much more than that. Like, love is so much more than that. And again, like, I feel like this comes out a lot, but like, forget what you think you know is what I keep hearing for this collective a lot, which always tells me that there's lots of breakthroughs and lots of miraculous moments that are going to happen. And, you know, this trip came out of the blue, connecting with my friend came out of the blue, and there's people here in the music industry and many resources for me as well. So you just never know. So when Spirit or your ancestors present you with an opportunity, say yes. Don't fight it. Don't fight it, even if you're scared. It's always going to be okay. Like, trust me. If I would have said no to this trip, I don't know what my life would have been like. And in the beginning, it is difficult, and I will be perfectly honest, it is difficult to do a free fall straight into Spirit, straight into your ancestors, because it looks nothing like regular life and using your gifts and being able to hear people's thoughts, and, you know, going to a party one night and then the next night being exhausted because your gifts are so strong. You know, like, live your unique life. Like, you're not meant to live a life that is like mundane is what I'm hearing. Like, Spirit did not create you, and like, you did not accept to be here because you wanted to be regular. Like, you wanted to be amazing. You wanted to inspire the world. You wanted to live and love and create a beautiful life, which will entail money and all of these things, but it starts with what makes you the most happy, and that's going to help change the world. So just remember that, and continue to take care of yourself. Like, I'm seeing spas and like cotton balls. So like, maybe some of you have been painting your nails or something like that. Like, I can smell nail polish remover and all the things, and bathrobes and cozy clothes, and sitting on the couch, and, you know, being with your dogs and hanging out with friends and forgetting about your problems for a while. Be in that energy, and it'll take you really far. So I really wanted to share that message with you all. And again, just wanted to say thank you, and keep voting for my songs. There's 2 of them. There's 2 events. One of them, I am maintaining the first or second position in the Wango Tango Festival, where Doja Cat and Gwen Stefani are going to be headlining, and they're looking for a performer to fill one of the slots during the festival. And you also win money, which means I can put that money towards my business and expanding, which all of you know, as an activist, it is really important to me to be able to do that and keep safe spaces available for everyone. And then the other one is a Timbaland competition where you can submit a song and you can be ranked as like a next top performer. So please vote for them. You can vote every single day, again, or you can, donate in bulk and get a bunch of votes and then all of the money goes towards a really good cause. So either way, it's a win-win situation. You help an activist and a musician, and you also get to help some nonprofits create change in the world. So I will be posting those links in the description. We'll do one after another, and I really hope that this was helpful for you. Classes will come back mid-April, so get ready for that for Z School for the Gifted, and I also have some more fun things coming, and that will also be in the description. So I'm sending you lots of love and a million hugs. Take care of yourself, believe in yourself, and say your prayers. Say your prayers, do your meditations, cleanse yourself, walk outside, eat some broccoli. Whatever it is you want to do. All right, friends, I will talk to you later. Love you all.